Hi, everyone. I hope you are doing well. I can't believe we're already in February. How is that possible? Time just seems to be speeding up exponentially. There's just been so much going on. I don't know about you all, and when I said that, we were at 11 seconds. I've been seeing angel numbers like crazy. Just so many shifts, so many opportunities, lessons, just growth. There's just exponential growth. And, looking back and reflecting just even on, where when we wrapped up the end of 2022 to now, I feel like it's just been this expansion that's kind of indescribable. So I feel like when we're coming up on this full moon Sunday, February 5th in the United States, and the full moon is in Leo, which is actually, I don't know how common that is to occur, this time of year, but Leo season obviously happens in August and it's associated with the Lionsgate 8/8 portal. And for me, Leo energy is one of the most potent, powerful energies to work with. Now, perhaps that's because I'm a Sagittarius sun sign. I don't know. I don't know if it's because I have that fire, but my chart is predominantly earth based. So I feel like across the collective, right? Leo season is a time of mass awakening. It's a time of major shifts. And at least in my experience, we also have that in Scorpio season in October, but Scorpio has such a sting to it, right? With the scorpion, literally. I feel like with Leo, I don't know, Leo's associated with the sun too, right? So it's just a lot, it's a warmer vibration. It's I don't know if gentle is the word, right? Because lion, it's strong, but it's just this powerful, beautiful, positive energy that's coming in. And so, for me, what I'm picking up on, you may want to just do, your own research, maybe with some people who are, expert astrologers and those types of things on what's going on, exactly with this full moon. But what I'm sensing and what I'm feeling based on what I know about Leo energy, right? Leo energy again is about strength. It's about courage. It's about passion, fire. And it also, on the shadow side can be associated with, self-absorption, focus on self, being self-centered, egoic, too much pride, right? But I feel like this energy right now is pushing us, urging us towards becoming more aware of ourself, more aligned with our authentic self, right? It's got to be in balance, right? But I feel like if you're not on a path where you're choosing yourself when you should be, where you're not pursuing your passions, where you're not pursuing your dreams, where perhaps you're letting fear hold you back, right? This energy is very powerful to work through to help you burn away all of those self-doubts, all of those fears, anything that's holding you back, right? It's just a very potent time, especially as we have no major planets in retrograde right now. So had forgotten about mentioning that, and I just got that message that came into me, like, no, remind them, like, forward momentum, fire, fuel, like this is like fuel to the fire is what they're saying. Like, full moon energy is typically, people associate that with, letting things go, closing doors. But I also I'm getting with this energy very strongly. It's a very strong manifesting energy, bringing opportunities in. And, what we're leaving behind is our fear and our self-doubt, and this guilt or this feeling like I shouldn't be, choosing myself right now, or I shouldn't be pursuing my dreams, or what will people think of me? That's the stuff we're burning away with this energy. And, we have the opportunity to go through, I'm, hearing like portals. Well, today is 2/2, so that is a portal with the numbers. But just choose our energies of alignment. And with the full moon 2/5, 5 is an energy of change. So there's just a lot coming in right now. And the crystal that wanted to be here today, this is a carnelian flame. So this is associated with the sacral chakra, with our creation, with our passion. So I'm just getting again that, if you're feeling dull, if you're feeling stuck, stagnant, and some of you may be single, and, upset. Not, I don't want to say upset, but just, Valentine's Day is coming up, lacking that, feel like, well, I don't have that passion. I don't have somebody in my life. This is, I'm here to tell you, you can harness that energy in other ways. And so I feel like it's like, what brings you joy, right? What are you passionate about? It might be dancing, it might be writing, art, just being with friends, being with animals, volunteering with animals, just getting yourself out there and shining your light. I think that's what I'm seeing too. It's like a lion, that Leo energy. It's like to really, it's like, it reminds me of Simba and the Lion King, when he tries to roar and he's so small, and it's like you're finding that voice, right? And you're not afraid to share it now. And if you have been, this again is an opportune time for you to work through those things. So I want to do a collective reading for you guys. And so what we're going to start with, and again, the collective reading, it's really just whatever spirit wants us to know right now. For this time frame, be it the energy that's coming in, what working through, just collectively, and just know, this is a general reading, so take what resonates, toss the rest. But it's just kind of like we're being gifted with these energies. When you start to tap into astrology and the change of the seasons and the moon cycles and those types of things, you recognize that certain ones, like this one, is that fire, that passion, that, the opportunities for you to move forward. Whereas, other energies might be calling for us to be still. So, these are all gifts, and we need to tap in and work with them in different ways. So we're going to see what Spirit wants us to know. We're going to start with my fire sign vibes deck, just to kind of get the overall theme, or this fire sign vibe coming in here with this Leo full moon. Let's see what they want us to know. I love it. I love it so much, you guys. Oh my gosh, you can't make this stuff up. Okay. Fierce. Fierce is the vibe. And on the bottom of the deck was confident. Now, just so you guys know, if you're not familiar with this deck that I created, these, in my mind, these are positive traits of fire signs. I do have shadows in here. For example, right after this, on the bottom was impatient. That's not what we're working with here, right? I was just talking about lions. I mean, are they not one of the most fierce creatures? This woman, I mean, excuse my language. Hopefully, kids aren't listening. But it's like, this is like the zero fucks given vibe. It's like, I'm living my truth. I'm doing my thing, and I don't care what anybody thinks about me, and I'm gonna have the confidence to do it, right? I mean, she's got wings of fire. Literally, I'm hearing, they're like, the angels, spirit guides, the divine, like, they're behind us, lighting a fire under us. Sometimes you just feel it. You just get those moments where you just know, like, I'm supposed to do this, right? This is something I'm supposed to do. And if it's, this is the thing that you've got to realize. If it's something that you're passionate about and that you love and it brings you joy, it's something you're supposed to do, right? As long as it's not harming other people, right? And it's just like, for me, like, I'll give you guys the example, my passion, I love working out, I love rock music, I love concerts. Now, I'm not musically talented. I've never been able to sing. You would probably pay me to stop singing. Like, actually, it's so bad. But I discovered Pound Fit workouts, okay, with drumming, and I never dreamed it'd be something I could do, right? And it became a passion of mine for several years. I started it in like 2015, 2016, taking the classes. And 2 years ago, I got certified to be an instructor. I was like, I'm never going to do that. I'm just doing it to just, get access to some cool stuff, to, some free classes, things like that. Well, who would have found out, right? Opportunities align themselves to where after the pandemic, I joined a different class, and that wonderful friend, she became a friend, and she encouraged me and fostered an environment for me to practice and get comfortable being in front of the class. Before I knew it, I led a song, but then I co-led beside her. It took over a year for me to get the confidence, guys. But my point being, I'm sharing this because it's something I knew I wanted to do. It brought me joy. It brought me passion. I didn't have the confidence. I thought, I'm never going to be able to do this. But when it's something that's part of your purpose, you start to notice the universe aligns you with people, places, situations that open up doors for you, right? To be able to pursue whatever it is that you're doing. It's a matter of finding that balance and, choosing yourself and showing up for yourself. And sometimes, what I'm getting for some of you, especially, a lot of my viewers are women, having that mom guilt, having that, choosing yourself last. And I'm getting, with the Leo energy, it's like you might need to be more in your self-care vibe, and also let go of the ego in the sense of being afraid to ask for help, being afraid to say, you know what, I need a break, and I need more time for myself, and I'm going to do this for myself, right? So that's the message I'm getting for some of you guys. So fierce and confident are the vibes. I'm going to pull some tarot. We're just going to do a quick spread here. This is the dragons, or tarot of the dragons. I'll put a link to it down below. Of course, it's fire-based, so had to use it. All right, let's see what we got. Of course, I forgot some of these have different names for the major arcana, so we'll see if they are numbered, though. So, okay. Wow. You guys, I couldn't make this stuff up if I tried. Well, yeah, and here we go. So the recent past energy, or what is strength, which is Leo energy. Okay. So, he's literally in this deck. Normally you see a lion on this card. He's slaying the dragon, and he's not really slaying it, right? His sword is down. It doesn't look like the dragon is injured, so I'm hoping that's not the case. I think he tamed it. I think he tamed the beast, right? So whatever the beast is in your situation, it could be your fear. It could be your self-limiting beliefs. It could be, someone in your life, a relationship, somebody that's not supportive of you and your dreams and your hopes and your dreams. I'm getting, with this being the recent past, this is something that you started to recognize needs to be tamed, or you've started working on that. You've started moving away from that situation. And I just feel like this is beautiful too, because look what's on the horizon. I mean, this is in the background, this beautiful, right? It's not like it's all destroyed and it's like a whole new world out there, right? Once you tame this beast, it's like you can fly. Wow. Okay. So the current energy is the shaman, which is the magician. And this is one of the most positive cards. This is about manifestation. What was I just saying? I was saying that I felt like this full moon has a manifestation vibe to it, right? With the fire. So this is about being able to bring in, you have the tools to bring in what it is you want, right? It's just setting those goals, setting those intentions, and overcoming whatever it is that's holding you back. And I think most of you know what that is deep down. It's just taking that step forward, taking that action. Some of you, maybe at a crossroads in a situation, you may be, which way am I going to go? Am I going to leave this job that's not fulfilling me and that's stressing me out? Am I going to leave this relationship? Am I going to pursue this opportunity that's beckoning me, right? It's taking some time to go within and think about that, right? But notice how this dragon is golden. This is the Two of Swords. This is the Crossroads card. It's everything you have is, the answer is within you. Okay. This to me, wow, this card looks like a phoenix rising. It says it's dragon, but it's temperance. This is about, temperance is about healing, but it's about divine timing. So I feel like this, with it being the crossing energy, maybe the right time hadn't quite presented itself to you yet. And what Spirit is saying that that's about to shift and that's about to change with this energy. Or you are not being a co-creator in your own reality with the shaman, the magician here, that you're not maybe clearly putting it out there what you want because of your fears, right? The example for me being, I don't want to teach pound. I don't want to teach pound. I'm not going to ever teach. I'm not, I'm not an instructor. Like, I'm not doing that. And once I started feeling ready and kind of, getting over those fears, that's when the opportunities started presenting themselves. And it didn't happen until I had an opportunity to come in to do a demo, a fitness demo in November. And I was so nervous that it was like just one of the most stressful things ever. I had so much anxiety, right? That's kind of like the Two of Swords energy, like just swords energy is being in your head. And once I did that, once I slayed that beast, right, and got over that, and I was like, okay, I think I'll be ready to teach in January. And then the opportunity came in, and all of a sudden I was ready, right? That was me taking my part as far as taking that step forward, slaying that fear and overcoming it, and then taking the action forward, right? When you're at that crossroads where it's like, I don't know if I want to teach, but I don't know. The timing, the timeline shifted for me in that reality because I took those steps forward to actually make it happen, if that makes sense. And sometimes it's baby steps. Temperance can be a card of patience. It might be the opposite situation where you feel like you are ready for something big and it's not happening and you're like, what the heck, right? It may just not be time yet. But what I'm getting is like, you've got, as the collective here, at the top is like what we want, where we want to go. We've got the Emperor here. This is another major arcana, just like strength, just like the Magician. And that's the only other ones we have. The Emperor is about sovereignty of self. It's like having your own empire. It's like, making a living doing what you love and what you're passionate about, right? So if some of you are on the fence about, leaving a job or I'm getting here, and we'll get to that in a minute, but the outcome is very good for that. So what I'm also getting too, I have, this tarot business as it's a side business, and it's something I'm passionate about. It's something that I love doing. And, I have a very fulfilling day job. That is my source of income, and I love my job, but I did have to leave my job, my law career, in 2021 because it wasn't balanced. It didn't let me have time to pursue my passions. And what I'm getting at with this is that, when you control, can have some more control over your schedule, when you can set boundaries. The Emperor, the Divine Masculine, the King, like they set boundaries. They rule their own self. So it doesn't necessarily mean you have to be self-employed. It just means that you could have the opportunity to be in a situation that gives you more time to spend on the things that bring you joy, to start building an empire, and then maybe eventually you can leave the day job. Maybe you don't. Maybe you find a way to balance everything, right? Obviously me, I don't have children. I don't have, all of the, the things that the family and the things that take time, but I do have a very fulfilling life and a rewarding life. And I have a lot of friends, and I spend time with my parents and my grandpa. I have a great social life too. So, and I spend a lot of time on self-care. right? To keep myself balanced, but yet I still have time. And the beautiful thing is, because I have this, financial stability with the day job, like I don't have to put, it doesn't become this draining source where it's like, I have to make a living doing tarot, and then it's like all about the money, right? If it's your passion and it's something that you literally just do as like a hobby and as something that brings you joy, that to me is a beautiful balance there. But I just love this, and I love it because, the blue energy to me here, the water, the emperor, it's like this calm, peaceful energy. It's like this calm strength where you've got, everything in alignment in the ways you want. I just love that. So the action forward here is the Four of Wands, which is fire energy. And it is a card of stability, foundation. So for me, what I'm getting is, some of you, or if you're feeling stuck, there's things that you want to pursue, you want to make a change. You may not just be able to up and quit a job, right? Like I was saying, this is about finding the confidence to start investing in the thing that you're passionate about, and find a way to get stability in the situation that you're in, a foundation, I should say, that lets you start to build your empire elsewhere, right? Or if it's just literally like, I'm good with my day job, I just want to start getting myself out there with whatever this thing is, right? Like me with the pound fitness classes. It's, the Four of Wands is about taking, the steps forward to start building your confidence in whatever this is that you're wanting to do. Like I'm getting practicing, just getting yourself out there. Maybe if you're a reader, if you want to do tarot readings, maybe you start doing a practice readings for friends. Or joining I was actually looking for something else in a local like meetups, just to see if there were some things around in my area, and I happened to see there's a online tarot meetup group where people meet up online and they go in Zoom rooms and do readings on each other. So there may be something like that where you can meet up with other like-minded people, start getting ideas. There's a lot of groups on Facebook, especially for women-owned businesses, starting out, people just offering each other advice, trading services, right? Hey, I'm learning to do Reiki, like, can you, but you're doing tarot, let's practice on each other, right? So I'm getting, it's just, I feel like some of you feel like it's a fantasy or an illusion that, you could ever either, make a living doing this or put yourself out there doing this. But again, the question is this something your soul is like, man, I really, really want to do this? And if it is yes, then why aren't you? And then you just got to sit with that and think, why am I feeling like I can't or I shouldn't? And 9 times out of 10, it's going to be fear. It's going to be fear of failure, fear of embarrassing yourself, or fear of just getting up there, right? Getting up there in front of people, being prepared. But this is, again, taking the time, practicing, putting effort in. And once you, put some sort of, and I guess in the words I'm hearing are skin in the game. But I mean, it's like with me, actually, okay, I took the step to become a pound instructor. That was, a monetary commitment, time commitment and a monetary commitment. Even though I didn't really do anything with it for 2 years, I had access to the resources. It's called the Label website with all the choreography that I could go in anytime I wanted and start learning and practicing routines. Did I do that? No, not. It took me several months, probably over a year actually, before I started even going in there and actually try, because I just didn't think I could even learn it. I thought, well, that's the point, I'm not even, right? My point being, once I started investing the time, I'd already invested the resources. Once I started practicing and taking an interest in it again, then the doors started opening, with my opportunity to kind of be mentored. Seven of Cups is here, and it's like this dragon, it's like he's sleeping and he's like dreaming of all these things. Oh, I'm dreaming that I could have this and this and this and this. I want these things. But it's just a dream. But it's like, look, no, it's not just a dream. Look, he's the same blue dragon, and he's not the same blue dragon in all these cards. He's looking at his empire now. It is feasible. If it's something that you really, really want to do, even if it's taking baby steps, again, we've got that magician energy, like to really like start working to manifest and bring this forward. Because what I'm getting, the thing that's holding you back from having some sort, this amazing opportunity come in that you love, that brings you joy, it's really your own self imposed imprisonment. Your Eight of Swords, you're in your head, your fear, like, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy enough, what's going to happen, Ace of Cups, is once we work through those things, once we I'm getting just this like cage, just pull this cage off, pull the Band-Aid off. Sometimes, that's what some of my friends and we talk about. My one friend who I was just like, wow, like when she just went for it, she got certified to teach, a hip hop dance class, and she just went for it. Within like, yeah, I want to do this. I'm going to do this. Got the opportunity and just did it. And, she was nervous, and, she would practice with us, with our group. As I was practicing pound, she was practicing this, and I just noticed her confidence. It's like she just ripped the Band-Aid off and she just did it. She's like, yeah, I'm going to do it. And she's doing it, and she's improved so much from where she started to now. Just like me with the pound. Finally, I was like, I'm going to do this fitness thing, this demo. And then finally I just said, you know what, I'm ready to teach. I'm just going to pick the date, 1/22. I'm ready. I'm doing it. And it's like, it was just the, I took the cage off. I stopped holding myself back and said, I'm ready. I'm ready. And now it's like this whole just like amazing, like it's like, oh gosh, this brings me such joy to do this, and I still can't believe I'm doing it, right? And I've started, not only that, not only am I, you have that energy of being a leader, right? The Emperor is a leader. The lion is a leader, right? The male lions, lead the pack, or the pride, or whatever they're called. Packs are dogs or wolves, sorry. But, you're leading and you're being a light bearer and shining your light. But also the Pentacles. Like, I'm making money doing this. Like, I made money Saturday and Sunday, and I'm like, finally, because, I've spent a significant amount of money on 3 different trainings. I spend like $30 a month to be licensed, and so I was doing that for like 2 years and not bringing any income in for that, which it's fine if it's a hobby and you want to do that, but it's like, if you're passionate about it, you have the skill, stop holding yourself back, because it's like, look, the outcome, 10 of Pentacles. You can start not only just doing the thing, but, bringing in money. And no, that's not what it's all about, but it's like, my God, what a gift it is to be able to do something that you love and you're passionate about, and to be compensated for it, right? It's like, that's what abundance is. Abundance means not just money. It's not just the pentacles. It's the fire, right? It's that, that passion, that like, I love this so much. It's that, challenging mentally. Like for me, that was the thing that scared me too, was that pound is challenging mentally to learn those routines. It's a lot to memorize. So you've got a mental challenge aspect, a physical challenge aspect, but it feels good. It burns calories. I'm in the music, right? So I've got all of those aspects. And then, the emotional fulfillment. the joy, right? So it's like that is true abundance, right? You might have a good job that pays you a lot of pentacles, but is it fulfilling you in all of those ways? So what I'm getting is that, Spirit is urging you to remove yourself from your cage, your fears. I mean, you can see, I feel like this has been a long time. This dragon is in here, and there's like vines and stuff growing all around him. That's how long he's been sitting there, letting these fears dictate him. And for me, it was years. I mean, I remember thinking to myself when I was first doing, these workout classes, gosh, I could never imagine taking that training. That would be way too hard. I wouldn't be capable of doing that. Just told myself it would never happen. And then finally I got the courage to at least do the training because I don't have to teach, right? So that was 4 years in. And then 2 years in now, finally, right? But it took me a year of practicing, and that's okay. The temperance card is here because sometimes these things take time, like I said. But sometimes, after you've prepared for a while or thought about it a while, sometimes you just pull the Band-Aid off and you just do it. Again, I'm getting that the only thing holding you back is yourself, right? So I'm going to pull, I've got a couple of other cards here, or decks, I should say. The Moonology, I always like to do the Moonology cards with the full moon. And I have a different one that I do for new moons, but we'll see what comes out here. What else does Spirit want us to know about this energy? Whoa. Wow, you guys. I love it. I love it so much. A win-win outcome is forecast. Trust me, all these cards are not positive. Like sometimes you get ones that like releasing negativity would make sense. Have faith in your dreams. That one just showed up. But sometimes they're about letting go. This one's not. A win-win outcome is forecast. This is full moon in Libra, which obviously we're full moon in Leo. But what I love about this is a win-win outcome is forecast. You are able to find balance in your life when you listen to your soul and, pursue the things that bring you joy, that are your purpose, that are in your highest and greatest good. Things have a way of working out. When we are constantly stressed, when we are constantly forcing things, when we are constantly just, all these, things keep going wrong. And, some of that is our mindset, could be creating that. But a lot of it is, if you're forcing something, you're not on the right path. When you're on the right path and when you're in alignment with your highest self and what your soul's calling and your passion, doors just start opening and opportunities start flooding in. And I don't know how to describe it. And I know I may sound like, right, it's easy for you to say. Well, it's not, because there are a lot of things I was forcing, these on my journey. And, I would get physically sick. My health would tank. I was so stressed out and unhappy and miserable. And when you finally surrender and you cut away the things that aren't meant for you, or aren't the things that it's not on your path, and your soul, and you stop here and some extent your heart, and you just follow that higher knowing, your higher self, and you're just like, you know what, I know I'm meant to do this. I know I'm meant to do this. This feels right. I'm going to trust. And when you finally surrender that, and I can't describe the world of joy. And then when you're in anchoring joy, when your life just becomes so good that it's like, yeah, there's still stress. Don't get me wrong. Nobody has a perfect life. There's still lessons. There's still stress. But it's a different feeling that's hard to put into words, because you just wake up every day knowing, no longer questioning everything, I should say. It's not like, well, should I do this? Should I do that? I don't know. Which way no, it's like, yeah, there's a knowing. There's a knowing. and a win-win outcome is forecast. And then when you're flowing with the energy, it's like, okay, if a door closes, okay, I know that's closing for a reason because I'm supposed to go this way. So it's not an easy place to get, but I promise you that when if your soul is like just pulling at you to do something different, to take action in some manner, to leave a situation that you're in if you're unhappy, I promise you that you can't go wrong listening to the calling of your soul. I've said that before, and I've witnessed it in other people I know. It's not just like I've had this experience. No, I mean, it's when you listen to your true authentic self and you start embracing that, um, you wouldn't believe the magic and the world that starts to unfold before you. Sometimes it means that you have to let go of the life you thought you wanted. Sometimes, that, well, it means that your life looks a lot different than you thought it would. And there's still grieving to that. There's a grieving process there, for sure. But, it's very comforting knowing that you're on the right path. And you're not on the right path if you're questioning if you are. You're not on the right path if your life is so stressful you're making yourself sick, or people around you are making you sick. If you're crying yourself to sleep every night, if you're questioning, should I stay here or should I go? Should I stay? Should I go? If it's not a hell yeah, it's a hell no, right? So those are just my tidbits for you that I wanted to share. Spirit again is just urging you to use this energy to embrace your confidence, to embrace what your authentic self is screaming at you to do, what your higher self is screaming at you to do. What do you really truly deep down inside want? And if you can't imagine that you want to be in the same situation you're in now in a week, a month, a year, 5 years, 10 years, then this is the time to start implementing those changes, to take a different path, because you should be waking up every day and just feeling like, gosh, I'm so blessed with where I am in my life and I know I'm on the right path. Okay. And if you need guidance with figuring out how to get there, how to change your mindset, how to start working with these energies, how to make sense of your journey, if you haven't done so yet, then I do offer private sessions, guidance sessions. We use tarot. We don't have to use tarot. Also, looking at your birth chart can be very insightful to figure out the ways in which you are or you are not embodying your authentic self at this time. So that information is down below. I would love to connect with you. Until next time, take care.